Good morning, everybody. Well, Thanksgiving is over. The Christmas tree is up. In fact, it's right over there. You just can't see it. And what better way to kick off the holiday season than by me sharing with all of you how out to lunch some of my neighbors are here in the four-state region. The following calls are taken from editions of Mail Call, printed in the Herald-Mail from November 14th to November 25th, 2011, which can be viewed online in their entirety at www.herald-mail.com. First up, from Berkeley Springs. Is it true they're canceling Thanksgiving this year? I hear Christmas movies are on TV already. The stores are already celebrating Christmas. They're trying to get everybody in the Christmas spirit, but this is way too early. By the time December comes, everybody's going to be out of the spirit. They're going to be burned out. They should just change Christmas to November 1st, since everybody's on a big high to jump into it right away. All it is commercialized anyway. I see your point, but what about the non-commercial side of it? Christian churches are on that Jesus kick all year round. Don't tell me that shit doesn't get old. Why would we vote for a Montgomery County Democrat to represent us in Congress? This is the height of absurdity. Brightwood Acres East. Because he or she is on the ballot and might do a better job than the desiccated Republican mummy that's been representing us for the last 20 years? For those of you who don't know, Maryland's 6th congressional district, which includes Washington County and all points west in the state, and which has been represented since 1993 by Roscoe Bartlett, was recently gerrymandered so that it now includes portions of Montgomery County, which tends to lean more Democratic than these parts. I love that this caller considers being represented in Congress by a Montgomery County Democrat to be the height of absurdity because, you know, the Washington County Republicans have been doing such a smashing fucking job. To the caller who said, bring your cat in at night or I'll run over it. My cats are never left out, but sadly to say, some people put their domestic cats out and endanger their lives vastly. The huge majority of cats running around in neighborhoods at night are homeless feral cats. Feral cats come out at night to hunt for food anywhere they can find it. And if you can run over a cat on purpose, someone much bigger than you will hold you accountable. Clear Spring. Yeah, this guy. He's big, he likes cats, he's got spikes growing out the fuck of his head, and as you can see, he's got friends. And he makes a delicious jerky. This is to the person who called in to tell someone else who wants to know how to contact immigration to MYOB. Well, if you and anyone else who is here illegally and getting benefits from the government you don't deserve illegally, I have news for you. It is everyone's business, and these people should be reported. Sounds like someone's scared. Hagerstown. Chances are, if an illegal immigrant is receiving government benefits, as you describe, they're also paying taxes. See, this is where this argument becomes a little silly to me, because you're not talking about the drug dealers and the gangbangers. You're talking about people who have been here for years, maybe even decades, who have worked and paid taxes and raised families and contributed to our, that is to say, their society in numerous positive ways. And yet, you want to call the INS on these people and spend the money and the manpower necessary to arrest them, determine their status, and deport them because they broke the law on the way in. There is an asshole in this scenario, but it's not the illegal immigrant. Joe Paterno is a very good man. What happened at Penn State is a cancer in most of our athletic programs. Corruption occurs from childhood athletic leagues to professional sports. If you don't believe me, read your local sports page. Halfway. I don't recall reading very much about coaches fucking children up the ass in my local sports page. Now, I may have missed it because I don't usually read my local sports page because it features the work of Bob Parasilitti, who is the worst sports writer in the world. And you think I'm exaggerating? Go to herald-mail.com, go to the sports section, read any random story written by Bob Parasilitti, and then tell me that it's not the most awful thing you've ever read. The guy is a horrible writer. Horrible. With a capital F, which stands for fucking horrible. I am for raising revenue for the state, and I think the best way to do that is to tax all the abortions that are held at the Hagerstown Reproductive Clinic. I think we need a $100 tax on every abortion, and I think it's time to start taxing holiday trees. Not Christmas trees. Christmas trees we don't want to tax, but holiday trees need a 50% sales tax. Smithsburg. Cute, but I have a better idea. I say we tax the Bible. Seriously, it's still a worldwide bestseller, millions of copies fly off the shelves every single year. Go ahead and tax the Torah and the Quran too, just to be fair, although I don't think either one of those are going to raise too much revenue, at least not locally. Washington County has exactly one synagogue and one mosque. Churches, on the other hand, you can't piss in a circle around here without getting at least a few drops on a church. So, tax the Bible. Or better yet, just tax the churches already. And you know what? Let them write off their Bible purchases as a business expense. See, I'm reasonable. This is to the person who thinks that we should go back to beating our children. I was beat when I was a kid, and I promised myself I would never beat my children, and I never have, and they are very well behaved. And our teachers told us he is great with the classmates. You don't have to beat your children. Just take things from them that they love. Hagerstown. I love this one because I thought he was building up to saying, you know, you just have to talk to your children and make sure they behave themselves and are respectful of other people, and you can just be gentle and have them walk the right path and have them be loved and accepted. And then in the last sentence he's like, you don't have to hit them, you can just take shit from them. I think it's very disrespectful and all that they don't have close the schools in Washington County for Veterans Day. I have relatives such as my grandfather and uncles who served in World War I or World War II, and I think it's a shame that they can't even close the schools on this very sacred holiday. Hagerstown. Yeah, because having off school for Labor Day and Memorial Day has certainly deepened our understanding of those holidays, hasn't it? You want to make Veterans Day really mean something to people? Have that be the day that Santa Claus arrives at the mall. It was always my understanding that Calico Cats had to be female cats, that they couldn't be a male cat. My little one was watching a cartoon that's supposed to be an educational channel, and they have a boy and a girl Calico Cat on there, and I was just wondering what's up with that. If anybody knows, let me know. Hagerstown. I looked this up, and it turns out Calico Cats are mostly female because of the particular genetics involved in producing that pattern on the fur. There are male Calico Cats, but not very many, and they're mostly sterile. Isn't that interesting? What I find more interesting, though, is how people around here treat mail call like the Oracle of Delphi. They call in with these really odd, specific questions, and they're just like, anybody know this one? And then, I guess, they just read the paper, hoping to see their answer. It's like Wikipedia for the technophobic, which is fine, I guess, but shit, ever hear of a library? Every veteran has volunteered to sacrifice life and limb to serve America at home and abroad. Spitting, killing, and or demonstrating against the military should be a capital offense, punishable by death. The government sends out men and women into harm's way. They follow orders. Anyone who undermines military service personnel should be snatched up and shipped off to basic training, to either serve their right to demonstrate or shipped off to the Marxist country of their choice. This would go a long way to reinstate the patriotism that secular humanist progressives has destroyed by teachers and professors in our learning institutions. Martinsburg, West Virginia. Spitting, yeah, that's not cool. Killing, I'm pretty sure, is against the law already, but demonstrating. Do you really want to see the death penalty for people who demonstrate against the military? Or would you rather the punishment be deportation or forced conscription? Because you did sort of change your mind there about the whole capital offense thing. Regardless, is a country that punishes dissent so brutally really the type of place it's even worth being patriotic about? Because those veterans that you mentioned, they enlisted and fought and died to defend a country that protects and values the rights of those hypothetical demonstrators that you want to see killed or forcibly drafted. Look, I'm just a secular humanist progressive educated in public schools and a liberal arts university, and even I know that. And finally, from Boonesboro, just got finished reading the ads for the grocery stores to find my best bargains for Thanksgiving. I see 2 out of 3 major stores are closing at 3. The other is holding out until 5 for the last almighty dollar. What happened to the day when everyone was closed for Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, so employees could enjoy the time with their family? And if you were a wife and mother, you even had time to cook. Most places pay time and a half for working on holidays, and people need the money. Welcome to America in the 21st century, baby. Where the hell have you been? Thanks for watching.